Our first speaker actually is an immigrant, an Indian immigrant. Born in West Bengal, his father a coal miner. His earliest childhood toy was definitely not carbon neutral, a junior coal mining set. One of the only MPs yet to mention the magical, unmentionable word, remigration. Can everyone put your hands together for One Nation's Senator for Queensland, Malcolm Roberts?
Thank you very much. I've always got to adjust these down for some reason. I want people to reflect on Sunday's march on the 31st of August, wasn't it? 31st of August. Look at all the people who love Australia, and they're unafraid to say it. Flags everywhere. And the powerful message to government was, your first duty is to the people already here. The one thing I want everyone to remember is the housing crisis is a real and inhuman catastrophe with its roots in the Howard government and the current Prime Minister's repeated lies. Why does this matter? It matters because it's the key to restoring our country, our lifestyle, our standard of living. The second thing I would like everyone to remember is that the solution is people waking up to the uniparty reality and returning government to put Australia first. That's very, very important. Now, I'm an immigrant, as Edwina said. I was born in India. I'm opposed to mass immigration, the swamping of our culture. I am not opposed to immigrants. This is not about religion. It's not about past nationality. It's not about lifestyle or prosperity. I'm Australian first, and One Nation is Australia first. I am very, very pro-Australian and pro-humanity. Everywhere, I've been to all these cities recently, Cairns, through Townsville, Mackay, Rockhampton, Bundaberg, Gympie, Brisbane, Ipswich, even Toowoomba. Everywhere they're homeless. People sleeping in car parks, people sleeping in the open, under bridges, in cars. Infrastructure is getting swamped. Wages are being suppressed. The cost of living is rising dramatically and the standard of living is falling dramatically. We've got 4 million non-citizens in this country. That's 15% of the population. 4 million non-citizens. We have 2.9 million temporary residents on resident visas. 75,000, now revised to 100,000 illegals. We want to deport them immediately. Remigration is the second part of my speech. Take the people who are not fitting in or that we don't need and send them home. Send them home. Send them home. Just this year, 4 colleges were responsible for over 20,000 illegitimate qualifications rorting the system. It's a Ponzi scheme. Why are these people still in the country? They've been found to be rorting the system. The ratio of net overseas migration to total population in 1991 was 0.6. 2024, it trebled to 1.6. Trebled. So I'll say that ratio again. Net overseas migration to total population. And then consider the promises broken. Every year, Anthony Albanese has said, yes, it's big migration. It's over 500,000 people coming into the country. And every year he said, we will cut it next year. And every year it's increased the following year. The man who started mass migration was John Howard, Liberal National Party. One Nation policy is net negative migration. Annually, about 220,000 leave, about 130,000 enter. That's minus 90 net migration, negative net migration. The other aspect is quality of migrants. We should be getting people who serve Australia, not bludgeon Australia. Australia first. Cohesion is very, very important. The Australian spirit is dynamic, but it's dying. The culture is the key to any organisation, whether it be a church or a football club or a social club. It affects productivity, security and safety. The culture is being deliberately destroyed by mass immigration. Not the migrants coming in, by the people who are causing them to come in. Have a look at tight cultures. I call them the tight 5. China, Taiwan, South Korea, Japan and Singapore have very tight immigration policies. They're not multicultural, they are monocultural, they're proud of it, and they're very careful as to who they let in. Fernando Rukshan Fernando, he's a black man, wonderful guy. And he said recently in a video about 6 to 12 months ago that He came here because of Australia's culture. And now he says they've let in too many Indians and Chinese and the culture is destroyed. I want my culture back, he said. It's got nothing to do with skin colour. Multiculturalism prevents integration and assimilation. That has been a deliberate policy of both sides of the Uni Party since Gough Whitlam. Matt Barry has said that Labor is simply stacking the marginal Liberal seats to convert them to Labor. So this is about electoral fraud. It's also about distrust. The Liberal, Labor, National Greens are pushing big immigration, mass immigration. Trust has been shot to bits in this country. Albanese has made distrust in government a core issue. We can all feel, can't we, the death of our Australian identity, the death of our Australian spirit, the death of our country. A country isn't just a shoreline, the beaches, the cities, the infrastructure, the human flesh. The country is the spirit of the country. And then you think about that. If you're overseas, as I've been many times, people say, who are you? I'm Malcolm Roberts, I'm an Australian. Australia is part of my personal identity. It's part of everyone's personal identity. When they destroy our country's identity, they're having a go at your own identity. There are two foundations for structuring human society. The family, nation state. They're trying to smash both. The nation, this is about our country's survival, our culture's survival, our national identity. Families need houses. So let's get on to One Nation's housing policy. We've had this since the start of this year, and we're keeping it. The core problem, make no bones about it, is massive immigration. Our policy works on the supply side, the demand side, building prices, finance and inflation. Simply cut demand or reduce demand by stopping mass migration. Deport the illegals, reduce foreign students. The pent-up demand for housing is around about 200 to 300,000 dwellings. That's a hell of a lot of houses, hell of a lot of homeless people. Now, on the supply side, stop foreign ownership. Now, the Labor government has pretended to stop it, pause it rather, but they're not forcing people to sell their existing houses, and they're allowing people to come in. They're not enforcing the policy at all. We need to stop foreign ownership of houses and farmland in this country. Plus, we want to cut GST on building materials, 10%, just cut it off. Land release, make it easy to get land, and stop the rubbish policies that are imported from the UN, restricting the land through environmental regulations. HEX loans, roll them into the home loan so that people can get into housing quickly. Access the super fund account, access the super account for deposits and also for principal. Revise the National Building Code, which is adding $50,000 to the cost of a typical house these days. That's just from the NDIS compliance. We're not saying get rid of the National Code, just to revise the latest changes out. We need to shrink the government to fit the Constitution. We need to tell the truth in federal parliament. These all affect cost of living. And the flag, pride in Australia. It makes a very powerful, invisible Australian spirit visible. It's something everyone can identify with. Liberal Labor and the Greens and the Nationals are weakening the flag. They've got the Aboriginal flag, Torres Strait Islander flag, the terrorist flags. They've welcomed a country, all diminishing the Australian culture. Mass immigration is not in Australia's interest. We need to put Australia first. Stop immigration, deport people, remigrate. The one thing I want everyone to remember is the housing crisis is a real and inhuman catastrophe of government making, with its roots in Howard government and the current Prime Minister's repeated lies. This matters because it's the key to restoring our country, our lifestyle, our standard of living, and our national spirit and pride. The second thing I want everyone to remember is that the solution is people waking up, like this group here, to the uni-party reality and returning government to put Australia first. Fundamental. Immigration policy should be to benefit the people who are already here, number one. Thank you. Be very, very proud of what you're doing and being here, and help us to restore Australia into one single nation. One flag, one people, one nation. Thank you very much.